What's up, Sav?
What's up?
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Usually we
Supposed to
do
be
these on a
Monday.
Monday. What the heck is going on?
We had a big weekend.
We did have a big weekend. Uh, Yesterday's Monday felt like a Sunday, didn't it? It was like,
Yeah,
where did the weekend go?
yeah. So played a little catch up, but it was
Yeah,
worth it. It was an awesome week, awesome weekend. I think the busiest week, start to finish, that we've had all year, which is cool.
right. To put on a fit fest at the end of our baseline week was pretty epic.
Oh yeah,
And we pulled it off. We nailed it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Retest week, all week, and then three events. We normally do one event on a week where we don't really have a whole lot going on, but we just said, you know what? Just do it all at once.
Yeah. And our biggest event we've ever had. Over 100 people went through the gym in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 days, three different workouts, three different competitions. Well, man, how many different divisions? Just insane. So, yeah, it was
So good.
awesome. And it leads into pretty much the topic of this podcast or episode or whatever we want to call it is just why you need to test yourself quarterly, right? Just the
Hmm.
value of understanding, having a baseline, training, and then retesting. And the point is just to get that feedback. It's not, I know we call it test, but I prefer like it's just a feedback week, right? For
Hmm.
me, especially last week was a big feedback week. Um, just where has my training been and
Hmm.
where am I at right now? And it was awesome to just go all out and just leave it all on the table and see where you're at. And then you can look back and say, what could I have changed? What went well? Where do I need to focus my training? Where are my weaknesses? And you can just build on that for the rest of the year. Whereas if you don't do that, and now we're coming up to 6 months of the year and you haven't tested your fitness, like we've checked in twice already
Hmm.
in the first 6 months of the year compared to just guessing where you're at and where your fitness is at and where your training's been. Like you've been to the gym, maybe you've been sweating, but have you been getting better? You just don't know.
Yeah.
So, how
Yeah.
do you
I
feel?
think I feel great. I think it was, especially for summer, with summer is always just the craziest time for
Hmm.
all of our members because they're doing vacations and their kids are out of school and this and that. But we still had such a great turnout. And like you said, it's keeping people from guessing that what they're doing is worth it or if it's working. And that's just what we want to avoid is the guesswork when it comes to your fitness.
Yeah.
And that's why I love these baseline retest weeks because they are just the simplest way to lay out this is what we're working on, this is what you need to get better at. We've got 8 weeks of great workouts, come as much as you can, and then we're going to retest it and we can figure out, well, if retest week didn't go that well for you, but you've been coming 4 days a week the entire cycle, it's like, well, let's look at what you're doing when you're in class. If it didn't go that well for you and you've only come once a week, well, that kind of answers the question. But it makes you actually look at what have you been doing. Maybe you think you've been coming to the gym 4 days a week, but when you actually look at it and reflect on it, it's been like 2 days a week. So
Mhm.
I just think it's really good for our members to give them some incentive to keep showing up and still be proud of themselves and what they can accomplish despite, all the busyness this time of year. So that's how I felt. I had a lot going on this past cycle and I was still super happy with the way the workouts went. I was happy with my retesting of DECA, and yeah, it's just good to check in with yourself and set some new goals.
Yeah, it's the value of like being able to test yourself, right? A
Hmm.
lot of people shy away from a test, you know, and I understand that. It's kind of exposing. Um, it will let you know how the quarter's gone. And
Hmm.
what I want people to take away from it is like, if things didn't go as you would have wanted them to go, that's great because now you can adjust and you can reset and you can decide what you're going to do in the fall. But if
Hmm.
you just don't know and you're just guessing, then you just don't have anything to judge it off of. You're just going to guess for the rest of the year. Like I have exact data from the last quarter of what went well and what didn't go well,
Hmm.
and it's going to be fun now to decide how I want to keep training going forward
Yeah.
and where I want to focus my training. I think that's what everybody needs to understand is it's not about like passing or failing. There's no such
Hmm.
thing. It's about building on what you've done throughout the year and seeing like maybe you had a really good first quarter, then summer didn't go so well. So now you can reset and you can have a great fall. And we've got like 2 weeks till our fall cycle starts. So if anything, you should be using it as motivation no matter how it went. If it went really well and you went from getting great strict pull-ups in the spring to amazing kip and pull-up PRs, now we're looking at, hey, bar muscle ups, things like that. If you had a great start to the year because it was January, you were super motivated, you kind of slipped off. Oh, well, I can get back. And let's pretend that July 5th is January 1st, and we'll treat it as a fresh year and we'll go from there. So it's really exciting for whichever way it went. If it went really well, it's exciting because you can keep building on it. If it didn't go so well, it's exciting because you can restart and regroup and build on that. So
Yeah. And those 8 weeks, they go by fast. So it's exciting to think that you could really get some amazing results and show improvement by the time retest week comes around. I mean, looking back at summer, I feel like it just started and it's already over. So
yeah,
imagine if you had started working towards something when the last baseline week was here. We're already done. You could be moving on to the next thing, just focusing on getting a little bit better. So it goes by quicker than you think. And I've been getting a lot of really great questions in class, and I just feel like people are so engaged with the cycles and the programming. And I've had some good questions and comments about like, you know, I didn't come that much during the strength cycle in the beginning of the year, and now we're in the endurance cycle. And while that is true, there are themes to our cycles. Within the programming, there's room to get fitter, to get stronger, to do whatever it is that you want to do every single cycle. So even though, yes, we're looking ahead to a triathlon and some of our, maybe more cardio focused workouts are going to lean towards that, we're still going to be lifting weights, trying to get our deadlift, our bench press, all of those things up. So don't feel like that because it's our endurance cycle that you're just not even going to worry about getting stronger or getting a six pack or whatever it is that you want to do, because all of that can happen no matter what time of year, what cycle it is. You just have to know how to approach every week of workouts.
yeah, we're getting strong, fit, and ripped every cycle. It's
Yeah.
just the events are more focused towards more endurance style, but
Hmm.
our training doesn't change. Our training is
Yeah.
training you for all them things. You're going to get better at everything. It's
Hmm.
just where the out external events are and where we're focusing the rest of the training. But yeah, everything we're training exactly. You get strong, fit, and ripped. That's our goal.
Hmm.
That's why we're in here, and you're gonna get all of them in every cycle.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna just test and retest it so that you know. And then you use that feedback to say, hey, I need to focus on my nutrition. I need a coach.
Hmm.
I need to spend extra time on this. How can you help? And that's what we're here for. So, so let's talk about our first ever OXFIT Fest. It's the first time we've done a 2-day fitness festival,
Yeah.
and yeah, we had two completely different events. We had the
Hmm.
Deca Atlas, and then we had the Deca Strong teams. And let's start on Friday night with the Deca Atlas. Tell me how you think that went.
I thought it was awesome. I love seeing the, I guess, DECA community. I mean, there is a community of people that love these events, and I mean, a lot of members here at OXFIT love it, but I just like how open everyone is to a new challenge. And that's what Atlas is. It's a brand new challenge. It's only been out for a few months. We were lucky to be one of the first gyms to host it. Even still, there have not been that many gyms that are able to host an Atlas event. Um, and I thought it was a blast. Everybody
Yeah, it's
crushed it.
crazy that we've done it twice, isn't it?
Yeah. And with it being so new, it's cool to see people. The first time we did it, the vibe was like, oh, no one's done this before. And now we did it again. And most of the people I feel like had either been practicing at home or they had come to our first event back in February, I
Yeah.
guess. And then now they were back. So it's cool to see it evolve and the times get a little bit faster and it get a little more competitive, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and like what I like about it is Deca Strong and Deca Mile and all the Deca stuff is really like it's open for anybody to come and do
Mhm.
it. Like it doesn't matter what your fitness level is, you can try it. And then the nice thing about Atlas is it's a test. So anybody can try it, but it's built to motivate you to want to get stronger.
Mhm.
So it's a different kind of test. Like Deca Strong, you can take as long as you want. You'll finish. You'll have a baseline. Deca Atlas has a 30-minute time cap. And then they do have a foundations. And they've got peak and foundations. And peak is really heavy, right?
Mhm.
For most people, it's going to be to finish in the 30-minute cap is going to be tough, right? But then they have a foundations. What I would say is sometimes I see people doing foundations and going fast that I would challenge the next time they do it to just try and do peak
Mhm.
and treat Deca Atlas as something that you might fail at. So you might get time capped. You might not be able to pick up the dumbbells. You might not be able to do some of the push press. But Deca Strong, go get faster at that.
Mhm.
Deca Atlas, treat it as a challenge that is like, for the next year, I'm going to focus on trying to just finish that challenge. And don't drop down to foundations. Like, stay failing at it. Go to events and fail at it because
Mhm.
there is no real event like that where you can go and fail at it and try and get stronger and try and get better. And I don't I don't think getting faster at foundations is what most people should be focused on. I think
Yeah.
they should just want to finish peak and try and use that as a test to be like, if I can finish peak, I know that I've improved my strength in all these different ways.
Mhm.
And understand that for the next few times you do it, you might not finish it.
Yeah. I mean, that was the purpose of why it was created.
Hmm.
Not to see people race the lighter weights. The whole point was for it to be something that was heavy and challenging in a different way.
And I think the first time you do it, do the foundations, right? Like
Mhm.
feel it out, see what it's like. But then rather than get better at that, try and level up and don't worry if you get time capped and treat it as a thing that you can fail at because there's not many things that people do where there is the opportunity to fail,
Mhm.
right? Like I saw some people be really disappointed that they didn't do it really fast, even though it was the first time they've ever done it. And why would you do it fast? Why do you have a right to do it fast? You've never done it before. You've never trained for it. You've never felt it before. Like the opportunity is there for you to fail. And that's where the beauty for me lies in Decker Atlas is that it's all about failing and then going back to your training and trying to come back and complete it. Right.
Mhm.
And as much as we want everybody to be super successful and like that's what we train for, I think it's just such a great opportunity to fail and see what happens. Like see what it feels like to not be able to pick up the dumbbells and see what it feels like to have to stop and rest and shake your arms out and not know if you're going to get to the finish and see that the clock still keeps ticking and just figure out what kind of person you are in that moment. Like are you someone that's just going to pack up and be like it's too hard, I can't do it, or are you going to push all the way to the time cap and get as far as you can? And I think that's what life's for is like finding them challenges and then building your fitness around the next time I'm going to, go for that Atlas peak and see if I can get it, see if I can finish it under 30 minutes. Because most people will jump and just sign up for foundations.
Mhm.
But can you be one of them people that it takes 30 minutes? It takes
Yeah.
29:59 or, I know it's not easy to do that, but I think that's what's going to get you better at everything else.
Yeah.
So your weekend was you ended up doing Decker Atlas again.
Mhm.
How did it go for you?
I was really happy with how it went. I mean, I think in your head you think, "Oh, I can shave off time here, I can shave off time here," and then you get in it and you're like, "This is all I got."
Forgot how much it hurts. Yeah.
Going as fast as I can, but um yeah, I mean, the first time I did it, I had a couple places that I really wanted to get better at, and I did. I shaved a little bit of time, and I'm ready to do it again and
Wait,
just
what?
keep, yeah, just do it again. I mean, not anytime soon. It'll take
Yeah,
like 6
okay.
months. I gotta
Yeah, I was
forget.
like, I'm not ready to do it again for a while. So
I've gotta forget. But I mean, with all of these DECA events, because it's station based, it's really easy to look at different parts and say, oh, I want to try to get faster at this movement, or I want to do this movement unbroken. So it's cool to just take on a new challenge every time rather than say, I just want to go faster. Give yourself some specific goals of what you want to do with each movement.
yeah. Yeah, it was awesome to see like I mean, what do we have? Like half of the people that came were just from all around Atlanta.
Hmm.
And
And from Alabama, from Tennessee, we had people driving far.
yeah, especially for Atlas, right?
Yeah.
Because there's not been very many Atlases. And
Hmm.
then for the Deca Strong, we had, I think half of the gym was from the Vesta
Yeah.
gym, right? So it was
Yeah.
really cool to see like two different cultures coming together and celebrating
Hmm.
fitness. So, and they were all really cool. They had a good time, I think.
Yeah. We love having them come to our events. It's always cool when just because normally I feel like when we go places, we're the squad of like 30 deep that just rolls up and takes things over. So I like seeing other gyms that have that same energy,
Yeah, me
that
too.
want to just show up and do fitness for fun, try something new.
Yeah, and they were all like happy to be
Yeah.
there and like having a good time. It wasn't like
Hmm.
we're here and we're gonna destroy and not talk to anybody and we get our headphones in. It was like, which I think is good. That's what comes with the partner stuff too, right?
Hmm.
Which is why we need to do more of the partner stuff. It seems like we missed an opportunity by doing it. All the ones were individual before that, you know? I
Yeah.
didn't really understand. I don't think I understood the value of people being able to do it with a partner the first time, especially, right?
And the vibe was just so different, felt lighter. I felt like
Yeah,
people were just, I'm sure there was a ton of people that were doing it that would not have done it otherwise. So it was just a good time. And it's such a fun way to do DECA Strong. I had fun
right.
practicing with a partner. So
Yeah, it does make it a lot more fun. What I thought too, though, was it makes it to me. There's a little bit more pressure on like
hmm,
performing
yeah.
because you just don't want to let your partner down. You know, so here's
Hmm.
our partners. We had
There we go.
this was the co-ed podium.
Hmm.
This was the female podium. We had Grace
Yeah. Grace and Catherine
and Catherine sitting on top, and then dude, our teens
smashed it.
absolutely crushed it.
The fact that Ian did all of that with the big boy weights
Yeah,
is insane.
yeah, he did it all with the men's weight and finished in
It did it
21 minutes.
so fast.
And then Adam and Jamie finished in 10:45, which is a crazy fast time.
That puts them at 23rd in their age group
Yep.
worldwide.
And then we've got Debbie with 20 minutes and 27 seconds.
Crazy.
67, the OXFIT Legends.
8th in the world.
And then second in the world
Yep.
for 10 to 11-year-olds. We got
Well,
Ethan.
Emmett.
I mean, Emmett. Ethan. What the heck is wrong with me? And then we got you, Sav,
That's not me. That's me.
sitting on top of the podium.
Yep.
Love it.
You know, if you trained for this, Ant, you could really do some damage.
I train really hard.
You train really hard.
Yeah, what an event. And yeah, like you see that for all different age groups, right? That's what we love about the DECA stuff. So like we are excited for more people to experience it because we had teenagers do it. We had an 11-year-old do it, and we had a 67-year-old do it. And then we
Same
had
exact
every
test.
fitness level in between come and have a great time, get a medal, get a t-shirt, connect with other people, be part of a fitness event that there was no pressure on
Hmm.
anybody, right? It was all fun. like you might have been a little bit nervous because you want to perform good, but there was no like you have to, win or people are gonna be judging you. It's just all fun and all movements that everybody can do. So,
Yeah.
all right, what else you got? Did we cover
That's it. I think we covered everything, and I'm ready to get started on our next cycle.
Yeah, me too. Which we start training and figuring out today.
About 2 hours.
All right, guys, bring a friend week. Bring your friends all week. Look out for different events we've got coming up all week long. And then next week we have what do you call it? What do you call next week, Sev? The build-up week?
Holiday week, 4th
Yeah.
of July. And then we'll have a little prep week to get everybody ready for the new cycle so that you'll be feeling fresh and ready to have a good baseline week.
Let's go. It's July coming up.
It's July.
Let's crush the rest of the year. We got 6 months. If you need help crushing